You're good? Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to CRS 24 Hours of Le Mans. We're back for the next stint, stint 3, where we've got we've got the next round now. The last lobby was glitched. It didn't seem to go through time, so we are starting at 10 o'clock in the evening. We're continuing from where we are. It's now dark, so it's getting a little bit darker. With me for this next 3-hour phase of commentary, I've got with me a new commentator for this evening, Fat Boy. Sorry, how are you doing? How are you doing, man? You right?
Good evening,
What's
buddy.
your actual name? What's your actual name? Sorry,
it's Mike, but yeah, just call me Fat Boy.
Mike. Cool. Oh, we'll call you Mike. So Mike. Yeah. So far, it's been going pretty well. The last 6 hours have been pretty full of incidents and stuff like that. We're waiting for these guys to get underway with the next 3-hour session. So, have you been watching what's been going on?
I've been dipping in and out where I can.
And what have you sort of figured out?
Well, the lead car's just taking it away, really. They are miles ahead. But the GT3 has been, especially the last stint, was amazing. They were all on the same lap.
Yeah, all on the same lap, and we're waiting for that to come in, guys. We are waiting for that to actually, for the lap count to come back to us. So, yeah, they're doing a fantastic job, the GT3 field. It is really tight. Yeah, we've got Get Hooked, mate, also known as Jimmy. He's actually on pole for this particular race, but it was between the Audi and the Toyota that last race at the end there. So, Toyota down a lap, and the Audis are off. We're underway. Toyota straight away. The Audi straight away to get away from everybody. GT3 is pulling away there. Cool Dan Rosia there in the Ferrari, and then Apex Burrito, who's actually one of the fastest ones, I think. We've got a Ferrari there at the back that's just come off. Not sure who that is. That's Mean Fern, the BRL Ferrari team, struggling there with the back end, I think. And Toxin, the Porsche, having a little bit of a collision there. Looks like he may have already received some sort of penalty there, Mike. Oh, massive accident! Absolutely huge. Oh my God, absolutely massive accident. We may see a yellow. We may see a safety car. We may actually see a safety car, guys. Hold out for that. We may see a safety car. That was massive, Mike. That was absolutely
That was huge.
Going to see if there's a safety car being called. I don't believe there is. Looks as though it's been cleaned up. So I don't believe there's going to be a safety car there, Mike. That was insane. That was
I didn't catch the two cars caught up in it, though.
I didn't.
Oh
no!
The Bentley.
And the Bentley's rolled. I mean,
That's devastating.
That's absolutely devastating. I don't understand what happened. Cars with some extremely serious damage. Carito with some damage as well, by the looks of things. The LMP's pulling away. Get Put Mate in third, and then you've got Lydia Possum in second, and then Baseface pulling away in that Audi. He's going rapid at the moment, really carrying that Audi with some speed. But I'm shocked that we've still got the advantage. Sorry, the Bentley upside down. It looks as though can't get it righted. Not entirely sure what's going to happen here.
I think he's going to need a friendly little bump to get back over.
I think we're keeping an eye on things. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a big accident. Just bear with us, guys. We're going to see if we can help him. He's still upside down, so he's not actually been ejected from the race yet.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a safety car called at this point.
I am surprised that there haven't been a safety car, but the rest of the field is actually moving, so. Yeah, I'm shocked. I don't know.
I think we're both stunned here.
I am. I am completely stunned. This is the first time. Unfortunately, he can't right himself. He hasn't got the reset button to be able to reset the car.
I'm not sure if he's able to map it whilst he's upside down. I'm not sure if that's possible.
He's not able to do that, unfortunately. Apparently not. So he's stuck. And the LMP car is now flying by on their second lap. And will we see a driver potentially? Will we see a driver potentially try and knock him over? Oh, he's gone back. He's retired.
That's them now.
That is extremely unfortunate, and that is terrible news for a team. Actually, like, they were doing so well. They were doing fantastically well, and now they're 3 hours down and quite a few laps as well. I don't know what happened, but I'm in shock. That was a big accident.
Huge.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll take a look at that in more detail once we start getting some footage back. The Mercedes into the pits there. He was really struggling. Obviously had damage, so he's come in. We've kind of pulled away from the other car in there as well, Toxin. Also heavy damage to the front of that Porsche. Managed to obviously get it repaired. It's probably going to be working fine, but it may look more damage than it actually is. The pit crew for Carrito coming out now, but we kind of lost the chase there a little bit, Mike. We kind of lost the chase a little bit, don't you think? Let's get back to the racing. Obviously things have happened now. There's not a lot we can do. So
we've still got good.
The LMP ones. Absolutely, we've still got a great racing. Even when Toxin and Carrito come out of the pits, they're going to be racing each other. So there's definitely going to be a race to watch at the back of the field, guys. But the top three in the GT3s, they're roughly about 10 seconds between the three of them. And then you've got the LMPH of base racing first, currently doing a fantastic job. The Porsche of Living really chasing him down, I think, early in the stint, Mike.
He is. He's been they've caught him a second in the last 2 laps, I think. Oh, I think
he nearly lost it.
there.
Yeah. Really, I've noticed with the BRL team that it seems to be a bit more foot down and just hope for the best. And that's not strictly the way to be doing this, I think.
Oh, you've got 3 hours. You need to keep the car consistent. You need to just keep the car balanced the whole time. Play to your strategy.
It's flat out.
No. You're racing yourself as much as the car's around at this sort of length.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The driver to perhaps talk about at the moment, though, is Sausage Miyagi. He got away from the GT3 incident before it happened. He's now got a comfortable nearly 10-second lead on the next car, so Sausage Miyagi doing a great job. Cool Dan Roja in the Ferrari there, getting away with no damage as well, and also possibly no damage to Mean Fern. So those 3 drivers getting away from the incident at the beginning there. I'm not sure quite what happened there, Mike, but what's your opinion on what we saw from that?
I caught 2 cars flipping. That's pretty much all we've seen of it, and the Bentley upside down.
Yeah.
I think they may have been pushing too hard, weren't used to sort of how cold the track is going to be at this time of day.
Yeah, it's. I'm shocked that happened. That team was a wildcard entry, but there is no saying that they can't make up those places. we treat disconnections and things like that as retirement. So we could lose a driver from another team, and all of a sudden they'll be back in the running for some laps. But yeah, it's a shame, a massive shame. Sadly, that's racing.
It is, but as you say, it could happen to anybody in any session, so it's still a long way to go.
So after stint one, we had guys, we had Brad, who you might have saw from the first stream. He put in 53 laps with the gap to the next car being 10 seconds, and they had 53 laps, and then there was a whole lap to the next car, the next LMP1 car, which was Schley with 52 laps. And then the GT3s, Mike, in the first stint at least, it was 45 laps for the Mulsanne Collective, and then 45 laps for Regal Racing, who we've unfortunately just lost, who they backed out. So they were actually second going into the second stint, and then they've obviously we're waiting to get the stint 2 times back. But when we do get the stint 2 times back, we'll see how much more they possibly put on in terms of laps, because I feel like they probably are ahead, which could be interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting one so far. So your driver lineups, we've got Smokey and Schley for Boxyard LMP8 myself, and Jimmy B, who's our current driver in the Boxyard racing team. Australian, but very, very consistent. Not that being Australian means really negative, but yeah, taking it easy through the Porsche curves, but probably doing the right thing. Only 17 seconds away from base face. From the next car, which would be El Paso. So he's doing a good job.
Catching,
he is catching. I think he is catching. I think what he's doing is he's perhaps conserving fuel, because I think the teams have found that you can lose considerable time in a pit stop. I think it's more like 30 seconds, which is, maybe a tenth of a lap, which is a long time really to be losing, especially if something goes wrong. It can always be bad. So the other drivers we've got in the other team, we've got the Audi Endurance team, who are currently leading. We've got Base Face in the car at the moment, let's say, or Chris, we also call him Chris. He's in there with DC Gunner, who did the last stint, and RRT Brad, who took the first stint. We've also got Ed, who is possibly their fastest driver. He's up next against me, actually, which I'm not looking forward to. And then the BRL Red team, who are currently second and currently chasing down Base Face. You're currently with Livid Apostle. Again, a really fast driver. Looks as though he is about to try a move. He will try a move here. They're looking to get past this car as soon as possible. And this could be a chance for a move there, Mike. Too far back.
Oh, went a little bit hot.
Very wide. And the back end a little bit on the way out. That Audi clearly pulls away in the straights. Has the ability, because it is pulling away there. Yeah, Mike, just feel free to chip in.
I was just going to say that I think the drivers still get used to sort of their braking references in the dark. I know.
We've already lapping cars here, so that is going to be Rio at the back of the field. He's getting laps. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it's Coxon. And you can see the speed difference there. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Those cars are amazingly fast. The speed difference is mega. So yeah, it's
different class, one would say.
I one would say a different class, yeah. Definitely. But yeah, it's just a shame we lost a team that I think was running quite well. I mean, I believe they were running well, you know.
No, from what I've seen, they were, as a wild card, they were doing well. That's a shame.
Yeah, and massive shame. Obviously, we'll have them in the next stint, but they'll be down a considerable amount of laps, and that doesn't necessarily mean the end of it, but it doesn't spell a good time, I don't think.
I think we've had a mistake there from one of the LMPs.
Oh, I believe so.
I think that's what was in the track.
That's Livid. That's Livid at Hossen. And I believe he's got front end damage. Yeah, he's got steering damage. Yeah, he's got front end. Oh dear, this is thanks for pointing out he's into the pits. That puts Jimmy B in the Toyota on good form now, Mike. This is promising. So BRL team again struggling. I don't know where that happened, but I don't think that was due to lapping another car. I don't believe so anyway.
I think he was past the push by then and has done that on his own.
That's the question. That was a lot of damage. Steering damage was quite heavy.
They lose a large amount of time.
No, they're not having a massive amount of time. Not too much by the looks of it. It's alright, but that's time you don't want to spend in the pits at this point in the race. You know, we're only 15 minutes in, and that's not the pit stop you need to be making 15 minutes in, really. And it's just so early. I mean, these guys started on pole, and they've just really not. They've really struggled consistency-wise. They're taking a pit exit that doesn't exist.
That's one way.
Carrying up.
Oh, cold tyres.
Using it.
Has he not fixed the issue with the front end?
I think hitting that border has actually damaged the wheel again. Let's sit on board with him and see if we can see any wheel damage on the camera. Are you seeing anything?
It looks like he's slightly to the left on the steering wheel. I think his alignment's out slightly.
Quite possibly then. So if we look at the speedo, only 192 mile an hour. So he's lost aero, braking and steering. He's really
huge
struggling
mistake
here. Massive mistake. This isn't looking good for these guys, man. They were promising as well. This is the thing.
Unfortunately, they were pushing for the lead, and now they're over a minute off. Not looking good for them.
And that's what I think it's not looking good for them at all, is it? As Baseface in the Audi Endurance team car, doing a fantastic job. I mean, this Audi team, they've been flawless, Mike. I think showing now that every driver is capable of being pretty flawless.
There's definitely talent throughout the ranks of their team, I think.
100%. Baseface really throwing it around there and keeping the car nice and neat on track.
He's got confidence as well. He's just
really
where
has
he
the
wants
confidence. Yeah. Really carrying it and holding it together. It got Jimmy B in second in the Boxyard LSDH and 23 seconds off the pace at the moment, off the lead pace. But you know, I think that pit stop that the BRL Porsche will have got has really helped. Maybe one's a little bit wide there, but okay. Yeah, it looks as though that pit that BRL Porsche has made, that's going to keep them in third for quite a while now. I think it's difficult to see them come back up. Such an early stop.
I think they just need to kind of stay on the lead lap at this point. Needs to be their objective.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were fighting last time in the last stint to try and get the ball, and Jimmy B comes off there. Yeah, get it back into a different gear. Looks like he got the gearing wrong and the brake position's wrong. And he just looks as though he's still getting used to the car. He's still relatively new to the car. Very fast driver, very capable driver. Just getting used to the way this car handles and the boost and everything. It's not the fastest of cars down the straight, Mike, but it is a phenomenal machine.
I've driven it a little bit, not round here, but I've driven it a little bit. It's a beast. You have to know where you can push it and where you can't.
Yeah, it definitely is. So let's head back to the GT3s. Cars that we kind of know a bit more about because they're pretty much just the standard GT3 race car. But you know, this Porsche, the Porsche at the moment, the Falcon Porsche, doing a fantastic job leading this field away, over 10 seconds away from the next car, which is Dan Roja in the Ferrari. Thoughts on Miyagi so far, Mike? He's doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Just consistency, I think, has got him this lead, which is now 10 seconds. It's just flawless at the moment. He managed to kind of miss that tangle that we had at the start and has capitalised on it at this point. Absolutely. I mean, you've got the likes of Mean Fern, who's probably about 20 seconds back, and he's in the Ferrari, which gets a little bit out of shape there. We joined that at the right time. He's heading towards the Porsche curve, so he's on which is lap 3, I think, or lap 5. I'm not entirely sure what lap they're on. It's very difficult to be able to tell sometimes. Yeah, we look at the pace now. Again, so in the last race, the pace of the GT3s, and in the last few races actually, Mike, the paces of the GT3s has been around the 4:07, 4:05 mark, roughly around that. And if you look at the times, again they're doing it again, and that's showing that these setups that these boys are using are all very similar, and it shows that the driving skill is very equal across the whole GT3 because everyone's doing a similar time. So, you know, apart from Mean Fern, who's had a bad lap last lap, you know, it seems like this lap will be better put together. We're going to see him come across the line now and set that lap, and we'll see what he gets. Let's see. So yeah, a little bit slower, maybe because of the issues that he had coming out of Indianapolis, but yeah, not necessarily the slowest. He is losing time, but it's not actually that much time. It's still about the same gap. He's lost a second roughly, but it's about the same gap. He just needs to look after the car and just bring it home. I think he's in a good position at the moment, Chris, Mike, to get some good laps under their belt, because I think they struggled last stint.
Absolutely, it needs to sort of build on that lap time, I think, but if you got to build your confidence up, and then the lap time will come. Absolutely, I think that's what they're sort of doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. The Audi there flashing his lights, say I'm coming through, mate, and that was how you should do a pass. I think we've seen some issues in the last few stints of drivers not being able to pass properly. That was how you pass, and doing a fantastic job of letting the driver know he was there.
Absolutely, it helps in the dark with the lights as well, though.
Absolutely, obviously it's 10 o'clock at night now. It's very dark, and yeah, the drivers obviously getting used to the cooler track temperatures and all that stuff. What are you expecting in terms of what do you think you're expecting in terms of lap times as we go further into this evening?
I think it's going to start to drop at some point soon. The sun's definitely gone down now, Shame about the last session, we weren't able to sort of see that aggressive dip, but again, now we're in the dark, and just as it's just going to slowly drop, and it's going to be what drivers sort of manage that. It's sort of like a drying track in the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
Colder and colder.
Just on board with the leader of the LMPs. Yeah, a little bit of wheel spin coming out of the Indianapolis corner there. These cars four-wheel drive, so they are, you know, extremely quick out of the corners. A little bit more of a handful in the faster corners, but coming through here, fifth gear, shifting down. Great camera shot there as we come through the Porsche curve. You can see how flat it was through there. That looked great. That was a great.
What this car's built for. It's a pleasure to watch them drive like this.
It really is. The downforce is mega, and of course I remember I've watched a few. You know, a couple of LMP races and a few 24-hour races over the last few weeks, especially with everything that's been going on. I've found more time to watch, you know, the longer videos. This track, it's all right. It looks simple. As it's basically getting very slidey there. I think that Dunlop chicane, Mike, it's quite cold at the moment. Very difficult to generate heat over the crest. The car gets quite light, so yeah, it's interesting that see this Audi doing so well, because I think I remember in the actual LMP series that this race it didn't do as well as it's doing right now, and I believe the Porsche actually won at the time. Could be wrong, but I do remember that being the case. So yeah, so let's go through the running order. We've got base race in first. We've got Get Book Mate or GD in second in the Toyota Hybrid. Then we've got Olivia Possum thinking up the pace now. He's not a lap down yet on the LMPs. He is very close to being a lap down though, as Face coming into that chicane that Livid has just come out of, so very nearly a lap down there, Mike. Miyagi in first place in class, on track at the minute, doing a fantastic job. Got clear of the LMPs quite nice and easily. Then Cool Down Roja doing a fantastic job. Currently just keeping it together with that Porsche, that Ferrari, sorry, and yeah, doing a good sort of, you know, he's 1.5 seconds off the pace of Miyagi in front. So Miyagi pulling away slightly. It's still early days. Obviously, fuel usage is going to come into it as we take a quick look at Miyagi's fuel usage. So 46.1 on there, and then Cool Down Roja 79. So yeah, it looks as though maybe they may end up pitting on the same lap. But yeah, me and Fern currently doing 4 minute 10s, now quite a way off the pace, nearly 30 seconds off the pace. There, Mike. What do you reckon the reason is behind his lack of pace at the minute?
I'm not really sure. It's starting to build. Last time we were talking about him, he was doing 4.11s, I think. So he's built a second, but I just don't think the confidence is there in the car.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's struggling.
The GT3s are a difficult car.
Absolutely, absolutely. Someone who's actually put a really good lap in, I don't know if you've seen it, but Carito, he's just put a 404 in.
I think the last lap, if I'm not mistaken, was a 403 as well.
Yeah, so he's really flying in that Mercedes. Going to try and catch up to Toxin, who is about a minute away. So not impossible for this race to still be on for Carito, actually. This is good time from someone who was experiencing some internet connections, but now it looks as though it's pretty good now. It looks pretty stable. One of the American drivers, in fact, I believe all the drivers of this particular car, they're all from America. So, well, a great job from the American team in the GT3s. And then the American team for the LMPs is the Porsche. Olivia de Possum putting in the fastest sector in that last sector, I think, or maybe the last lap. Actually, if you take a look at the time, that's impressive. I've just seen it now. So Jimmy B, only 18 seconds off the main pace now, and a 3:25 compared to Baseface doing a 3:29 now, Mike.
I think he's starting to catch him. He's got confidence in the car. He's able to push it.
He's a bit faster this sector as well. He's a tenth, nearly 2/10 faster in this sector. So I think he's on a push lap. And yeah, this could be the consistency starting to waver into it now. But we've seen Baseface struggle with a couple of corners, running wide. As soon as I say that, he runs wide at the Mulsanne corner, and Jimmy B's not far behind. Very, very close. Very close indeed. And the Porsche there, the BRL Porsche, just coming out of Indy. No traffic for the Audi. So looking on the map, there's going to be no traffic coming up, apart from the car we're on board with right now. You could possibly end up being traffic, but quite unlikely. Traffic that's in between that of sure, gonna find out who that is. Okay, so it's Carito, so he's got to give way to this the LMP, Toyota LMPH. That's going to come flying over the hill now. You can see the lights, so he's going to come raining down on him now in the Porsche section. Let's just see how delicately he enters this sector of the track.
This is somewhere I wouldn't want to be, overtaking the GT3 car.
Not the place you want to be, no, absolutely. It sounds as though he's just taking it easy in behind. Yeah, he's waiting for the right moment. And that has held him up quite a bit.
He lost a second there.
Yeah, he's lost a second. But he was catching, so, you know, we yet to see. I mean, Baseface's time is still not as fast as Jimmy B's. That 3:25 is a legitimate time as well. That's a doable time with this car, and a doable time with the. I think he's 3 seconds down that last lap. I wonder if most of that was getting stuck behind Carito. I'm not entirely sure.
I think you could probably put it down to that. Like I said, it's a terrible place to sort of come up on a slow car. You want to be pushing the LMP cars maximum through there, and see it, 4 seconds he lost, I think, over that entire lap.
Yeah, quite a lot really. Hopefully he gains that back, because putting in some great laps. Delivered a Possum doing a 3:26, so he's found some pace. Had to unlap himself, I think. He's done that now, so sorry, not unlap himself, but just overtake the car behind, which was Toxin. So Toxin's the next car that's going to deal traffic to the LMPs. As we see here, Baseface, who's gone wide again, really struggling to keep the car on the track in the corners. Only 9.8 meters of fuel left on this stint, so we're going to see some pit stops, possibly this lap actually, Mike. Possibly, we will see. Whereas GB, he can run for a few more laps. Yeah, he can run for probably 3 more laps if that. For the Toyota, actually looking after its fuel really well, and then we're expecting VRL to have quite a bit of fuel because they pitted early on.
I think they actually ended up pitting twice. I think.
Yeah, actually that is true, and that would that is why they are so far back, and won't necessarily catch straight away.
Which is a shame because they're putting in some fantastic lap times.
They are doing some great lap times, but unfortunately, I think at the beginning of the stint there, that is where it really failed for them. Sad, really, considering how well they're doing. The story of the wildcard entry, though, I mean, that's the biggest, I think, story of the session. I mean, that's just completely unlucky. So LMP bullying the Porsche out of the way a bit there. Really bullying him to get out of the way. Move on. Yeah, it's we watch Baseface now. He's staying out for another lap.
That's going to be tight on fuel then.
Very tight on fuel, yeah. Like you say, Jimmy B can stay out quite a lot longer.
It's got this back down to 15 seconds as well. That's very good.
He's doing a fantastic job. Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. If he keeps doing this pace, so we're looking at probably 325s again. So we're back on it. He's back on pace, Mike. Baseface really struggling. 5 seconds a lap slower last lap. That's a big margin.
Huge. I'm wondering if they have an issue somewhere. 5 seconds is a lot to lose.
It is a massive amount to lose, you're right, and I don't know if we'll get an answer, really. So, yeah, do you want to take the stream for just a minute while I just go and check on my
Absolutely.
dinner? We all have to eat. I'm back in just a moment.
Sausage Bayagi is into the 404s now. Brilliant, that from there. Green Ferns 20 seconds off. I think all of the GT3 cars are still on the same lap at this point, which is fantastic to see. And Jimmy getting that gap down to 13 seconds now. I think he might have had a little bit of a mistake there, but Ferrari looking planted through here. We've got, I think, 15 people watching. Thank you, everybody at home. Still got 2 hours and 20 minutes remaining of the session. We've just had a pit from Baseface. Chris has decided to pit this lap. I think he was on the edge of fuel there. I'm not sure he had much of a choice. Pushing the strategy to its limit. Starting to see the GT3 lap times coming down now. Consistently seeing Sausage do 405s. And consistently around the 410, 47 mark. Which is a reasonable lap time, but starting to see that properly come down now as they all get more confident in the car. Fuel starts to come down. Baseface now. Oh, it's going to look a bit deep there. Just tipping over the 200-mile-an-hour mark. I think the fastest recorded Le Mans top speed was very close to 407 kilometers per hour, or miles per hour. It was without the chicanes though. Hugely fast. I think the team sort of,
yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
They sort of just set up the car to just get this
straight.
The record, sorry, and
yeah.
Then they retired at 57, but managed to get 407 kilometers an hour. Yeah,
A car can't last that long at that speed on the straight. I don't
No.
think the engine can take it.
I think they were literally doing a stint coming back in. Doing a lap, sorry. Coming back in, letting the engine cool down and trying again.
Yeah.
This is, I think it would have been the 95th or the 94th race this year, Le Mans. It was 94 years, sorry.
I don't think it's going to happen this year now, unfortunately.
No.
Which is a shame, but next year will be just as more incredible. I believe we get a new class of car in the Le Mans. The next Le Mans that we get will be a hypercar, but it's like a modified hypercar. So yet to see what that will be. As Jimmy B's coming into the pits now, this is for fuel. He could have gone an extra lap, I think, but he's just being sure, taking it safe, putting a lot of fuel in the car. Where is that going to leave? He's actually doing quite. He could actually still come out in front here, Mike. He could still come out in front of Baseface. He's not got any damage.
45 seconds.
He's got no damage whatsoever. Baseface moves down to the final bit. He may just get him. He may just get him. He may just get him, but get the position.
He's putting
back.
a lot of fuel on board.
I believe that's all the fuel done. Yeah. So okay, he's got to catch up a little bit, but the gap won't be as big as it was from him to Baseface when he pitted, I don't think. And the lap times, are going to speak for themselves when he starts putting in fast laps again. So this could be interesting. We see him come out now. We'll see the gap. There we go. 11 seconds. Only 11 seconds. Whereas when he pitted, Baseface had to catch up 45 seconds. So GG great job in getting them stints done, getting that first stint done, and getting the car level pegging. It's 15 seconds now as base face is down the straight. But now is about the most it's going to extend, right? Around about now before the first chicane is where it's going to extend. So it's about 16 seconds the gap.
Which isn't a lot on a long track like this as well. I know we've got
especially over 3 hours.
3 hours as well. It's a long track. So, normally when you're talking about sort of tenths and seconds, but it's sort of exaggerated in Le Mans. And it's,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
we're looking at that 15 seconds. You'd normally think that the race was sort of over at 15 seconds, but certainly changes very quickly. Yeah.
So we'll snip back to the stream and just see what people are saying commentary-wise. I brought the track back up now for you, Phantom, so you should be able to see that. GT3s are not on the lead lap. They are 2 laps behind now. But the GT3 is doing a fantastic job. I'll stick with Mean Fern, who we've not sat with for a considerable length of time. Still very much off the pace, Mike, and I think you're right that he's really struggling with this car.
I'm doing 4:15s now. It's not looking good for them. Well, they are still a minute ahead. 7th place, so
Space going to overtake him there, giving him a nice quick flash to say I am there, let me through. That is how you do it, and a quick thank you as well. I think that is courtesy driving. That's what we call Christian driving.
That's what we want to see, though. That's what we want to see. They're not racing.
Absolutely.
That's no good.
Absolutely. And all the GT3s on the same lap, I think.
I think they still are. Apart from the elephant in the room, but we won't discuss the.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah. Oh, it's so sad. I can't believe it. Yeah, not the best. Not the best thing. Big shame. So I mean, what did I miss? Obviously, while I was away.
Not much really. We had the first pit stop from base face.
Yeah.
And I've just been seeing some consistent lap times from Sausage Miyagi, but he seems to have dropped off a little bit now. I don't know whether he's struggling a bit, but the lap times have shot back up. Although we have now seen a 4:03. I think the fastest lap from the GT3 so far.
4:03.7, yeah, and well, actually, the fastest lap from a GT3 was Tactical Trucker, who did 44 laps in stint 2. He did a 4:02.
Wow.
Yeah, so not the fastest lap, but 4:03s are a really good pace around here. Consistently, it looks as though he is being pretty consistent, and if we actually look, Carito, he's actually catching up now with Toxin. Toxin just gone past the start finish straight. 30 seconds or so away and doing laps about 10 seconds a lap faster. So, Toxin's last lap was a 4:12, and we're about to see Carito's fastest lap. Bearing in mind, Carito and Tactical Trucker use the same car, so it's possible to do a 4:02.
He just beat his own time there, 4:03.2.
4:03.2, so he's on the pace and could start to claw back that position for in class. They are doing really well in terms of lap count though. Like I say, their last stint was 44 laps, whereas the I believe the Ferrari of... We lost one of the Ferraris, I believe, in the last session. But the Ferrari of... I think it's Meadford. Could be Meadford, or it could be... no, I believe it's called Dan Roja. They actually only put 43 laps in. So they're actually still a lap down on the likes of Kirito. So even though it looks as though they're ahead, currently they're still on the right pace. They are. He is catching up, but you can actually see on the map now that some of the other drivers for the guys at the back are starting to turn red, which shows how much he's starting to fall behind in terms of he might get blue flags, and you don't really want blue flags. Let's keep up with the LMPs though, as GBV has knocked the lead off down to 10 seconds. I mean, this is unexpected.
Oh, this is huge.
This is massive. This is a massive play for the lead. Fuel-wise, at the moment, the Toyota there, 53 litres, and I mean, it's a story. You can see the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. The Audi, 36 litres. They've done one pit stop each. I have a feeling that this Toyota is going to put in some mega fast laps and stay out and possibly do one pit stop less, Mike. What's your thoughts on that?
But I think changing it up would be brave to do, but they seem to have the pace, so they could take the risk.
Absolutely. The last lap was a 3:28. The BRL boys putting in a 3:26, so looks like they're starting to push it a little bit, just try and catch up as best they can. But looks as though that car, so far, really struggling. It has struggled for most of the session so far. Obviously falling so far back after that leader of the GT3s, Miyagi, doing a fantastic job. Those of you who watch us on other streams, Miyagi also does a fantastic job in the touring cars, actually battling at the top of the leaderboard in the touring cars, Mike. So a well-accomplished driver, and it's great to see him doing a 24-hour event.
No, huge. I watched Sunday's race, and yeah, it was brilliant around Alton Park. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think I might have to try and get on that for next season. Absolutely. The next season for that, ladies and gentlemen, will open in the next few weeks once the first season is done. While we're talking about CRS very quickly, we'll just make you aware, guys, that obviously this stream is for charity. It's for St. John's Ambulance. We're just going to watch the base face fly past sausage there. Nice clean overtake there, actually, on a part of the track that's very narrow. Very clean pass. But yeah, we are doing this for St. John's Ambulance. For those of you who have joined the stream just now and wondering where you can make a donation, there are links in the Twitch chat. I will drop you a new one now, guys. So if you already see it, then you can let me know. But I will put one in for you, so you guys can see the Just Giving page. It's so far, Mike. I'm going to refresh it actually before I tell you how much we've raised so far. I mean, it's so far we've currently raised. Let's see how much. We can bring out mention some people that have made donations as well. I mean, unbelievable, guys. Our target was £500. We're not even halfway through the stream, and you guys have already donated £322. We're already at 64% of our goal. That is absolutely massive. Thanks to Janet Decker, who supported an hour ago
in support of Tactical Trucker. Thanks very much. She actually donated $100. That is absolutely massive. Thank you very much, Janet, for that. Jade, who said, good luck, Tyler, you're going to be unbeatable. I think she got a shout out earlier. She got £10. And then a guy called Dad, who said, go DC Gunner. So I have a feeling that go DC Gunner, that comment is from his dad, who donated £10 to the fund. And yeah, I mean, that's an unbelievable amount to donate $100. I'm shocked personally about that. That's huge. I didn't expect that. Thank you very much, Janet. If you are still watching, that is a massive help towards our target, and we really do appreciate it. If you guys can see the link in the Twitch chat, give it a click, give it a donate. Donate as much or as little as you can. Let's try and hit that £500 goal, guys. If we can get beyond it, that would be absolutely massive. We've still got a lot of this stream to go. We're still very early in the race, and anything can happen, Mike. We've currently got 23 viewers on this stream, so big thanks to all you guys that are watching. But yeah, anything could happen, Mike, and clearly at the beginning of this stint, anything did happen, and we had that massive accident. So yeah, I mean, it really throws up into the air about what is possible with this racing. Going into the night now, we're getting quite late in. This stint finishes around 1 in the morning. For those of you who are going to be staying up beyond that time, then yeah, that would be, if you're going to stick around, massive. For those of you guys that are in a different country and your time zones are more suited to our night times, then if you come and join us now, thanks very much. If you're going to join us in the next hour or so, then I'll make sure that we bring it up again. Someone has just put in the Twitch chat, Mike, that this stream is currently #1 for Project Cars 2 streams on Twitch. So
that's fantastic.
A big thanks to everybody that's helping us to make that a possibility. That is massive, absolutely massive. And again, I can't believe that we've already achieved 64% of our goal. I can't quite believe that. That's massive. So a big thanks to everybody that's helping us raise even just a small amount of money. £500 is not a lot of money in today's money, but anything can help. This small community of 200 or so people, and we put this together, and it's actually doing a really good job, and I'm really proud of everyone involved, and the commentators, the drivers, everyone that's helped set it up. Yeah, it's massive, Mike, and a really good way to raise money in a time where we can't really do anything else.
No, I think they do an amazing job. For anybody who might not be watching, who know exactly what St John's Ambulance are, they're sort of a voluntary, as far as I'm aware, ambulance service that run in the UK. And with what's going on at the moment, they have been working very, very hard. And this is a huge help to them in a way that we all love, which is racing. And it's fantastic that we can do something that we all love and still give generously to the people that are out there on the front lines, if you would.
Absolutely agree. It's a fantastic charity. We've missed actually an overtake there, Mike. I believe Toxin has gone into the pits because Carito is now doing 403s and he's in 7th or 4th in class. If you want me to be correct. Great job from Carito, considering the beginning of his race.
No, he's got his head down. He's doing fastest laps of the class. He's now got that position, which I think is well deserved with that sort of lap times. And keep the head down, crack on, consistency up. And
do you think there's a possibility of him getting 3rd in class before the end of this?
What are we? Just over a minute behind.
Yeah,
it's possible.
1 minute 15. Yeah.
I feel like
when you look at the
they're
lap times that me and Fern is doing, I just feel like it's achievable.
definitely. Like I say, he's just got to keep his head down. I don't know whether they can see themselves how much faster they are than the rest of the class on track, but that's just a phenomenal pace for the time of day as well, I think.
It really is for the time of night. It definitely is. Track temperature will have dropped now, guys. That, you know, that makes a big difference for those of you who don't watch much racing. Track temperature makes a huge difference on tyre wear, on tyre grip. The GT3s probably they're going to struggle with tyre grip a little bit more than the LMPs.
A lot more. They use the tyres a lot more. It's a lot more about mechanical grip with the GT3s. Although there is tons of downforce on them, they are going to be relying on them tyres a lot more than the LMP classes.
Absolutely. Mr. Carito's doing a fantastic job. Miyagi, also doing a great job. Yeah. Guys, if you want to chime in on the chat, say hello, get a shout out, any of that, you can do. Just say hello on the chat and we'll give you a shout out if you need any questions answering. If you want to get a conversation started, we've got a really long time left with our streams, guys, so throw questions in there, put your thoughts in there, who you think is currently driving extremely well, who could be driving better, be honest, and get involved. It's massive that we've got so many views coming in and coming and going with this stream, and we thank you all for sticking around and watching us as we do this fantastic event. Hi Jacob, thanks for the hi. So big shout out to Jacob Barbel. Yeah, hope you're enjoying the stream. And I'm going to give you to Mike for a minute while I eat some of my dinner. I won't be a minute.
Thank you.
I hear those.
So we're seeing 4:02 now, 4:02.4. I'm not sure what the fastest lap was, Dizzy, but that looks to be getting very close to the fastest GT3 lap.
It is slower by 2/10.
2/10. And for this time of the day, that's some talent.
Yeah, totally
some
different.
talent in the car.
Totally different, absolutely.
They must have that to be able to consistently do that sort of lap time as well. It's just impressive.
It shows how much he's pushing.
Absolutely. The base race is managing to keep that sort of 10 to 13 second gap to second place at the moment. The lead. In between the lines. 185 mile an hour. So swing right into here, heavy onto the brakes.
Bit of traffic here for Jimmy B.
Not a bad
Sorry,
place.
negotiates the traffic.
Thank you there.
That was nicely negotiated, that was okay. Nice and clean. 3:27 at the moment on that last lap. Base position 26.
I'm just sort of looking at the rest of the GT3 times doing the 408 with Sausage Miyagi, 409, 409.9, and then 7 seconds quicker. Yeah.
It's
Huge
unbelievable.
time.
It's absolutely unbelievable. That Mercedes is just so grippy. Mean Fern has actually put his foot down last lap. Gone from 411s to the 408s suddenly. Don't know where he's found that time.
We're able to look at what sort of fuel they got on board. And if fuel could start to make a difference when they choose to pit, and what they're going to go on for. They're quite close on fuel amounts. It's a beautiful sector. I think this is probably my favourite sector of the track. Sort of slows it down a little bit. This is where you can make mistakes. You've just come off going so fast, and then you've got to sort of slow everything back down again. And but I think this track is just phenomenal, especially for this sort of racing. It's not in dark sort of sectors wise, so you've got your flat out, massively long straights. You've got your sweeping Porsche curves, which are going to be pushing the car's downforce. And then you've still got the sort of tight, twisty stuff. It's going to be working the mechanical grip, so the cars are being pushed on all aspects. In turn, sort of pushing the drivers and making sure that they are on their feet, on their toes, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. The gap between Jimmy B and Baseface is still 12 seconds, around the 12-13 second gap. But oh no, wait, I think he made a mistake there. I could be wrong. Possible. He's going to get caught up now, Mike, in the Porsche curves here. Very difficult to get through. And the Ferrari losing it. It's close. Oh, that is extremely dangerous through there. Mean giving him the room. That was very touch and go there for a moment then, Mike.
I'm not sure he saw him until the last minute.
I don't think he saw him either. He runs a little bit wide there, Mean Fern, but Carito is really closing in on him now. Really not that far behind. We did say before that. Yeah, we did say before that this could be close. We're yet to see, but I mean, he's doing a good job. Fantastic. He's roughly 40 seconds, nearly 50 seconds behind Mean Fern now. So he has closed that gap. Mean Fern did a 2:10 the last lap. Miyagi, I don't know what happened to Miyagi that last lap, but a 4:13. So really falling off the pace.
I think he may have had a mistake there.
Possibly that's allowed Cool Down Roger to actually start to catch up a little bit. And obviously Cool Down Roger running on less fuel. 10.6 for Sausage, 15.6 for Cool Down Roger. They'll probably pit at the same time. But yeah, Carito in the pits. Wonder what this is for. done. Not tyres, just fuel by the looks of things. And probably no damage on the car, probably just fueling this car to get to probably the next hour. Probably do a 50-minute stint now and get the next hour done. What have you seen so far, Mike, that kind of raised questions or you know, raised maybe some debates?
I think sort of track limits to start with. I think because of the way we're running the session, we're allowing the drivers to make to sort of not get penalised for silly mistakes that do happen.
Yeah.
And with that comes sort of track limits, and a lot of drivers at the start, I think, were sort of trying to find where the race directors were saying or the stewards were saying where the limit is, but it seems once that was brought to the drivers and the team's attention, it was being noted. They've all sort of kept within the white lines now, I think, which is good to see.
Point out that it's very close between these two as they come out the pits. I just saw that happening, and Carito now at the back, but fresh tank of fuel.
I mean, huge amounts of pace this
also
soon,
has
so.
a full tank. Absolute Toxic also has a full tank of fuel, so it's not as full as Carito's tank, but not by much. 92 litres to 119. So the guys at the back there hitting early, possibly to make the undercut and start to catch up. Mufern 9.4 litres, probably going to pit this lap, just because I think if you take it any further, you start running the risk of running out, which you do not want. 12 litres for Cool Dan Roja, who is going for another lap. Miyagi in the pits for his pit stop, and he's going to take on a full tank of fuel, I imagine. The fuel tank actually at the front of the car in this particular model, to save weight by not putting the fuel line elsewhere. But an interesting tactic that Miyagi's pitted now, Mike.
I think they're sort of all on the sort of same strategy by the looks of it, doing as long a stints as possible.
Yeah, 119 litres, so every car looking like they're taking about 120 litres, just under 120 litres, and it's a long pit stop when you think about it. So yeah. So Cool Dan Roja now in the lead, and we're about to see the time difference, which we'll see, I think, in the moment. Oh no, there they are. Sorry, so it's 44 seconds now. So Cool Dan Roja gained 40 seconds. Probably gained. It's probably a 50-second pit stop, I think, from Sausage Miyagi there. In all, from stopping and going, because Cool Dan Roja's only got the 40 seconds on him. If you can get another 5 seconds on him, I think there's a possibility that he could pit and come out in front.
I think it's now up to a minute. The gap between them.
It's the splits are showing not that much. The splits are showing 45 seconds to the car behind, which is closing. The actual time on screen is relevant to the time on screen to the left on the monitor. That's actually time relevant to, I believe, the leader.
Apologies.
Which I believe is correct. It's actually sorted itself out now by the looks of things. Oh no, it hasn't. Sorry, it's a bit strange.
Just one moment, I'll be back in a
About
sec.
that. Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Again, thanks. No worries. So again, thanks guys for sticking with us and sticking around to watch this. It really means a lot to us that you're all donating and that you're all involved in helping us to raise money for St John's Ambulance, and also stick around and watch some amazing racing. It means an awful lot that you guys have donated as much or as little as you can, and to raise as much as we have done so far, guys. I am personally, very overwhelmed. That's massive, and we thank you all very much. So with CRS, guys, for those of you who aren't aware, we're a racing community. We set this up, like I say, in aid of St John's, but this is also the first time that a 24-hour race has been done on this game in the way that it has been done. So what happens is, guys, if you just join us and you're not entirely sure how it runs, each 3-hour race is positioned over a 24-hour period, and so we have 3 hours, then a 3 hours, then a 3 hours, which totals up eventually to 8 3-hour sessions, and we get 24 hours. The time will run real time, which is why we are currently running in the dark, because it is currently let's take a look at the time. It's currently 11:15 here in the UK. The driver's driving into the long night. We've got another probably hour and 45 minutes of this session to go. So this session possibly will run slightly over. As we see, Cool Down Roger now in the pits. This is a crucial time now, gentlemen. Let's see where Miyagi is. Miyagi coming through the Porsche curves, and he's going to make his way up to the start-finish straight. Is the pit stop for Cool Down Roger going to be faster than that of Miyagi's? Let's wait and see. Fuel still going into that car, and Miyagi coming through the final corner now, and Cool Down Roger not yet making the move. Oh, he's out now. So the time difference, the fuel difference is crucial. The 119 litres, sorry, my bad, it took a second to catch up there, but 119 litres in the Ferrari, so he's gone a lap after Miyagi. Does that mean Miyagi has to stop an extra lap? We just don't know at this early stage who is going to get the lap and who isn't going to get the lap, and where the time differences will be. So we'll try and get you guys an up-to-date amount in terms of the amount of laps that have been done in the race so far. So 6 hours in, guys. 6 hours in. Your Audi Endurance team are on 104 laps, whereas LMPH and BRL and Boxyard are on 102 laps each in their standings for this 24-hour event. In the GT3s, and I'll have to wait for Mike to come back to tell him this, we'll tell you on stream that Regal Racing Team, the team that were leading the GT3s going into the stint, were a lap up, and it's sad that they're now going to drop considerable laps. BRL Ferrari at 81 laps, so they were losing quite a number of laps. Backmarker Racing on 85, BRL GT3 on 86, and then GRG and Mulsanne Collective on 88. So those guys are going to be leading the way going into the next, going into the stint. They're leading the way at the minute. So yeah, that's interesting, guys. 6 hours in, and already some big mixes up in the table. We had Regal Racing, like I say, the GT3 actually leading in terms of laps there, and that's not worked out for them, sadly. As Chris Baseface now in the pits for the LMPs, and that lets Jimmy B get by. Looks like he may do another lap or so, which keeps this interesting as we keep an eye on Baseface to see how long he's going to be in the pits for. Full tank of fuel is 50 litres, so he may have to, he's going to have to stop a couple more times with such a small fuel tank in comparison to the GT3s that go for quite a while. He's out of the pits now. Looks like he may have had a little bit of damage We're going to see now where that brings him out in terms of that Toyota, Jimmy B and the Toyota there. Jimmy B already going down the Mulsanne and pulling a nice big healthy lead. And base facing out of the pits. And now we'll start to see 38, 39, nearly a 40-second lead for Jimmy B there. A fantastic job from this Toyota LMPH driver who joined us last sort of minute. So I believe you're back with us now, Mike. Is that right?
I am indeed. Hello.
I wanted to give you some news. I got the standings after 6 hours. They've come in on the chat, and it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It really is. The LMPH teams are sort of in an order you would expect with everything going on at the minute. So your Audi Endurance team, 104 laps. BRL Red in the Porsche and Boxyard Racing in the Toyota are both on 102 laps after 6 hours. And Regal Racing team in the GT3s, the guys that unfortunately had to retire from this particular race because they couldn't get themselves righted, were leading the GT3 class by a whole lap, and that's heartbreaking. BRL Ferrari at the back of the pack doing 81 laps, Regal Racing doing 89 laps, and then Mulsanne Collective GRG doing 88. So Mulsanne Collective, Mike, and GRG are the current guys that are sort of fighting for it. Mulsanne Collective, I'm not sure on the driver. We'll check that out now. So Mulsanne Collective, I believe, is one of the Ferraris. I could be wrong.
Just taking a look through the. Sorry.
Yeah, if you could confirm that, that'd be great. Oh, I've got the list here actually, so it's all good. So yeah, the Mulsanne Collective is one of the Ferraris. Currently on board with Cool Dan Roja, so we're actually on board with the correct driver. That's for that's the team that are currently on 88 laps. They're currently in the same ballpark, in the same amount of laps, I think, at the moment, as GRG, which is actually Carrito's car. So at the moment, it looks as though the Mulsanne Collective could actually get possibly a lap on the GRG team. It depends on the gap, but currently 2 minutes is quite a big gap, Mike, wouldn't you say?
Huge. Starting to notice the lap times are starting to come down for everybody as well. I think fatigue is starting to set in for some drivers, but I think we're going to start to see
a long race.
A few mistakes. Certainly change anything though, so 2 seconds might not.
Absolutely. I don't know what you guys are doing while you're watching the stream, if you're enjoying your dinner or enjoying maybe a glass of wine or a beer. If you're enjoying it and you want to talk a bit more about this race, or if you just want to chat to us about anything, just put it in the Twitch chat, guys. We're here all night. and kind of getting settled in, Mike. I feel like I'm getting a bit comfortable now. You know, the racing's going on. There isn't as much to commentate on as there would be sort of early on in the stint, but as the cars are sort of settling in, we're starting to see sort of average lap times from everybody. Like you say, the cool track I think is starting to affect the lap times a little bit. Carito doing a 4:07 there, so not as fast as he was earlier. But then the drivers around him, they're not as fast as they were earlier either. So Carito and Topsy actually the fastest of drivers in the GT3 cars at the minute.
Got to remember they've all got quite a lot of fuel on board at the moment. I think going from a super light car to then again heavy, you've got to relearn your braking markers. I think it's who gets used to that again, and how much practice you're going to put in for a fully filled up car rather than just the quickest car you can sort of get around the track.
Absolutely. So we're getting some interesting comments on the Twitch channel now that I've told people to chat. Mickey Hurt says there's some damn good racing here today, with Bradley saying that he's currently on his bed with his rabbit. So he's currently on his bed with his rabbit, watching this stream. So hello to Bradley and his rabbit. You did a fantastic job in the first stint, Bradley. So very, very good job from you. Mickey again also saying that's something I can't say over the stream, unfortunately. But yeah, good that you are enjoying that. And Ed saying that he's filling up with coffee because he's got something to do in about an hour and 30 minutes, which I imagine pertains to the next stint, which I'm actually involved with as well. We just sat there. That was Jimmy B coming into the pits. Face pulling a little bit away, but I think the gap is going to come out about the same. Face running a wide bit there. So the gap, yeah, 23 seconds now, so it's grown a little. It's grown now as we see the Audi of base pull away a little bit down the little sand, but Jimmy B second, still holding it together, Mike. The Porsche struggling, and actually, looks like the Porsche's got damage.
Definitely taking a knock there.
Out of there as well, but definitely some sort of damage to that car, and I'm wondering if that's maybe affecting the steering. Mean Fern putting in a good pace now, 409s, considerably faster than Cool Dan Roger, who did a 4 minute 30. I wonder what happened there. That's big. That's a really slow lap time, unless that is his pit stop that time, but I'm not entirely sure that's what that is. Miyagi in first. Miyagi's done a fantastic job. Consistency has been on point, I think, every lap so far. Absolutely. He's not really messed up too much. Got away with that incident at the beginning of the race, like you say, and that kind of helped things. But watching him as well, I think the best thing to do is to sit on board, I think, and go for a lap. Let's go for a lap with Sausage as he starts this next lap. Yeah, it might give us a run through this circuit a little bit in terms of, you know, where it drops away, because this circuit does have moments where you need to be gentle.
Oh, absolutely. It's I was saying this earlier, it's sort of a track where the car and the driver are pushed at sort of all aspects. So turn 1, you're here, you're flat out, got to keep it left, but then hit the apex here, it's straight into a braking zone. And traction being tested there, it's a brilliant track for sort of I don't think Le Mans would be Le Mans without the way this circuit is. And we've just had a little spin there as well.
Sausage has had a massive accident. I'm not sure why that's happened, but has that affected his steering? Let's sit on board with the cockpit. You can tell me if it's affected it. Unfortunately, I don't get the visualizations of the wheel moving due to my settings. So
I think he may have to pit here for. Although it doesn't look too bad. I think the straight line speed has been affected a little bit there, though.
Yeah, 100%. You can hear it struggling.
That's a huge shame. This opens us up a little bit. Absolutely. But this does now open the gap. It's down to 7 seconds now, 6 seconds. Oh, sorry, wrong place again. Loving the. No, I think it is.
It's down to 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
It was 40 seconds, so he's closed the gap. Mean Fern doing actually a really good job, actually. I honestly expected Carito to have caught up, but I think maybe the incident at the beginning of the race, having to pit early, meant that they're always they're already like a pit stop behind almost, and it's kind of affecting how much they can catch up to the rest of the field before they have to pit and then lose a load of time. So an interesting one. I'm just getting reports as well that there is damage on the on Sausage's car. Looks as though there is left front suspension damage to that car. Struggling there. Not exactly the best course to get steering damage, Mike, would you say?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are constantly, even down the straights, you're sort of managing the bumps. So you need your tracking and your alignment to be as it should, and you can really affect your top speed. And through the corners, it's going to be hard anyway, but you're going to lose massive amounts of time if you've got a bit of suspension damage on the straights.
It begs the question if he's going to pit. What do we think?
I would personally, if this was me, I would. How long's left? Hour and a half. Maybe nurse the car for half of your stint and then go for a super long stint. Sort of trying to calculate what he can do. He's got the pace, so potentially pitting again and having sort of 40-minute stints, real hard pushing. He might be able to make that back up.
Yeah. Yep, he's coming in the pits. Yep, getting that damage repaired ASAP. I don't think he wants to run with that damage for all that length of time. That puts Dan Rozier in the contention now for the lead of this race. I don't think I saw that one coming. That's really set Sausage back. Jimmy B coming across the start-finish line there. 30 seconds now off Baseface. Looks as though Baseface has started to put his foot down and gain some time on Jimmy B. Jimmy B might have had a mistake, but no damage to the car. So that's all good. Dan Rozier passing Sausage Miyagi, who's come in the pits to get that damage repaired. Full tank of fuel now But Mike, that's not going to take him the whole way.
No, I don't think so. I think he's going to have to go as far as he possibly can and then do a very quick pit stop towards the end.
Splash and dash.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I don't think is ideal, but
it's not really.
making
that extra pit stop is unnecessary. So Mickey's saying he's so very proud of Sausage. Well executed. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was before or after the spin, but good job. And someone thinks that the pit crew may have possibly put Miyagi on the wet tyres.
Oh no, I know exactly what that's like.
I can't confirm that. I don't think he's on wet tyres. The car seems to be driving okay. However, I can't confirm it. Sadly, it's one of the things I don't get to see on this view. I don't believe. He doesn't look as though he's got wets on though, Mike, does it really?
No, he's still managing some decent pace. That happened to me on Monday. I seem to have had a curse with the pit stops in the R488 league. Both times they put me on the wrong compound, but and trust me, it's not fun. But it doesn't.
It's just been confirmed that he is on softs. It's been confirmed that he's on softs. I think there's a little bit of an unsure thing there. Thanks very much, Mickey, for giving us a quick update, mate, on that. Thanks very much. Again, guys, you're doing a fantastic job. Now, Mike, while we're on Project Cars 2, and I think currently we are the most trending Project Cars 2 stream, I think it's about time we just come away from the charity talk and the game talk for a moment and chat about the fact that Project Cars 3, the details will be coming in the next few weeks. So what's your thoughts on what the next game will be like, and what are you hoping? What are we hoping for? What things are we hoping in terms of improvement for the next game?
I think really my main concern, especially going from Project Cars 1 to Project Cars 2 now, going for the third instalment, and with Codemasters now on board, I think refinement for them is really where they need to go to try and make the game not only accessible. I think this is something that's hard with a sim game. It's making the game accessible, so people want to start with the sim racing with Project Cars, but also keep the hardcore fans happy as well. And I always think that's a hard balance to sort of manage with any sort of racing game. It's how accessible is sim racing sometimes.
It's very true. That's very true indeed. And I think the other side of it would obviously be the online lobbies, the fact that things don't necessarily always work. Things can lag with this game, and you know, even us as a community running this event tonight, guys, kind of taking a bit of a risk, because it could crash on us at any time. Luckily, it doesn't, and we're quite lucky with that. But yeah, it all seems to be running great at the moment. But I do hope that one thing they bring to Project Cars 3 was something that was talked about for this game in an update, and that is to be able to run an actual 24-hour race and have your teammates able to come and drive the car, so that you could swap, kind of like iRacing, where you can swap your drivers in the middle of a stint, and it legitimately run for 24 hours with everybody there. What's your thoughts on maybe bringing that to a console? It's not something that's been done on console yet. And
I think,
difficult, do you think?
I think, sort of Project Cars struggles. I hate to say I love the game, but it does struggle with its connection. I think the coding's just not as good as some other racing games. But if they can get that sorted, then the potential is there for that sort of thing. Especially, this is something that I was thinking about when this was first being made, is sort of how is it going to go about, and sort of you instantly have that problem with project cars of joining in and out of lobbies. That's huge amount of damage.
Massive amount of damage. Instant repair there to get some of the damage repaired, but I'm not entirely sure what has happened to the LMP of the BRL team. That's massive.
I think that's now put them a lap
down. And hello to Hydra Pepper. Thanks for. Apologies that the game volume is quite loud. I'll see if I can turn that down. Don't think I can now. There we go. Hopefully that's better for you, Pepper. Let me know if the game sound is more improved, if it's not as loud. Obviously we're currently in the pits, so you can't really hear much. So we'll get on board with a driver. As you see Get Book Mate actually coming to lap Livid. Now, that's interesting. So that means that the LMP, Boxyard LMP team, Mike, are now 30 seconds behind P1, but ultimately a whole lap, or 2 laps. 2 laps now in front of, sorry, not 2 laps, 1 lap in front of the BRL team.
Apologies there, I had to quickly run and grab a phone card, and my phone was moments from
okay.
saying goodbye to me.
Thanks Hydra Pepper for letting me know that's all good. I'm glad that's much better for you. Apologies if the game sound was a bit too loud, guys. Trying our best, and if there's anything that you want to change with the stream, if there's anything you can assist with, then just let us know. But yeah, the Porsche, it is pretty ruined, that Porsche. It definitely was ruined, but flying now back on the track. But yeah, a lap down now, guys. A lap down on the rest of the LMP cars. Now, for those of you out aware, we only have 3 LMP cars in this. It's not that too far, Mike, from the truth. The truth is that the customer teams of LMP, there's usually only 3.
It's a real shame. It seems to be that LMP2 in Le Mans is actually the sort of racier, the faster racier series or class. It's a real shame.
Yeah, it is a massive shame, and it doesn't negate from the LMP1's abilities to get around this track, but because there is such a wide gate, as it were, for what you can do with your LMP1 car, every team has taken a different approach, and naturally only one approach is going to be the fastest. And it seems as though the fastest is probably the Audi at the moment.
Yeah, they seem to be running away with it. It's a sort of a fight amongst themselves, really.
Absolutely. So let's get on board with Cool Dan Roja, who, the tank of fuel he's got is doing pretty well. Miyagi was leading, is now nearly a minute behind Cool Dan Roja. So I don't know what's happened with lap times, but he's fallen off drastically, and I don't think it's got anything to do with the crash. I think the pace just hasn't come back to him. I mean, he's just done a 4:04, which is extremely fast, but you've got to question, why is he now 10 seconds away from Dan Roja?
I'm not sure what's happened there.
I'm not sure if it's 10 seconds. Let me just double check on that. Not a minute. He's 12 seconds away from Mean Fern. And then Mean Fern is 23 seconds away from Dan Rozier. So I mean, it's still a fairly big gap. It's still roughly about 40 odd seconds. That's a big gap for a car that has pitted as well as another car that has pitted. Very strange. Obviously, the story earlier on in the race, Carito doing 405s now, so definitely the track seems to have cooled down considerably. Mike, in the last 45 minutes, I'd say the track has started to cool down a bit. Is it base race there? I think that's base race. Just letting the Mercedes know that he's going to be coming by. The speed difference, by the time they get to top speed there, it's amazing to see how much the Audi had to push to actually catch up with that Mercedes there. The Mercedes really carrying some great straight line speed.
I think that's really what has helped them with the lap time. They've got a very slippery car with a very powerful engine.
Absolutely. I mean, they're reaching 160 mile an hour on this sector, but on the other parts of the Mulsanne that don't have a hill, probably in the nearly 170s without a slipstream. But still, sadly, still sat 17 seconds behind Sausage, and Sausage has made a pit recently. So you got to question: is Apex sort of stuck in fourth in class now until the end, or do you think maybe something could come that will change that?
I think through the night anything's gonna really happen. You're gonna have some drivers that are gonna be sort of, even if you've had some sleep coming back onto it, just that sort of knowing that it's the middle of the night, it's something to get used to.
Absolutely.
Mistakes definitely can be made.
I think this is it. I think the mistakes could be. It seems as though someone's telling us that Jacob's saying that someone's got aero damage. Not entirely sure who. I'm sure he will tell us who that is, but obviously not great for whichever driver's got some aero damage. Jacob, if you can tell us who that is, that would be fantastic, mate. We'll try and follow that up and see if we can see the aero. The aero damage that's for Sausage shouldn't be that bad. And one of the who was that? Was that I thought that was the Porsche. Porsche redlining in 5th gear, Mike, and it's like he's put his foot down all of a sudden. He's really throwing that Porsche around. He was not driving this fast earlier. It's a question of why is he now flat out and trying to unlap himself by the looks of things. It looks as though he is trying to unlap himself. Carito is not running 403s due to the aero damage on the car. That's why he's not running the 403s. So I mean, not the be all and end all really. I mean, he's considering the pace is still there. He's doing a fantastic job. That Porsche really sounds mega on the when it hits the rev limiter. But you don't really want to be on the rev limiter, I don't think. That car does sound amazing, and it is amazingly quick. The Porsche 919, ladies and gentlemen, a car that set the lap record at the Nürburgring Nordschleife when it was first announced. It goes a little bit wide there, but holding it together, nice and easy through there. Jimmy B in the Toyota there, now 37 seconds off base stage. It's kind of predicted that Audi really going flat out, but yeah, Jimmy B on 31 litres of fuel, Baseface on 12. So the difference every single time gets bigger and bigger, and you do question if Baseface is going to have to make an extra stop, because I believe he is. Guys, let me know what you think in the Twitch chat. Do you think that Baseface is going to have to make that extra stop to Jimmy B through the amount of fuel? Let me know, guys.
I think it is. I don't think they've got much choice, really. With 12 litres left. An hour and 10 minutes left to run.
It does seem as though that could be a big issue. The fact that this fuel tank is so much smaller, I think, is really playing into the hands of the Toyota. If the Toyota can get in front, then you kind of start having the whole thing. Oh, as Baseface runs wide there, hasn't really cut many corners, so that's allowed, I think, that corner cut there. But he's yeah, 40 seconds in front. It's about a 40-second pit stop, but the problem is that Jimmy B will have to just go longer and then pit maybe the once more and then not pit again, and Baseface might not be able to get over a 40-second lead, and that will end up costing the win in this particular session.
It's definitely going to be interesting in about a lap's time, I think, when we see what the gap between Jimmy and Baseface is after he pits.
Yeah.
I think it is going to be at the end of this lap. I don't think he's got enough to get him around again.
Quite possibly right, yeah. It seems quite a thirsty car, this Audi, as we're learning. It's very thirsty, but as fast as it is, the fuel tank is tiny, only 50 litres, guys. When you bear that in mind to the GT3s, they're carrying 100 litres. I mean, you know, the difference, Mike, is massive, isn't it?
Huge. And these cars are going to be so much more thirsty.
That's it. I mean, you look at the likes of this Porsche, the BRL Porsche. They've been out on track now for a good few laps, and 47 litres. So the fuel tank is much bigger in the Porsche and the Toyota than it is in that Audi. As we've got Toxin at the back there. Looks like he's making his pits, probably. Doesn't look as though it's a repairing of any damage. Looks like it's just fuel.
Front end is looking a little bit worse for wear, though.
Little bit worse for wear, but that could be just what we're seeing now. Sometimes the game doesn't like to refresh, so good like that, the game. And he's very far behind now, his Toxin. The likes of Carito miles ahead, and actually catching up to Sausage. Sausage only 15 seconds away now, so that gap slightly closed. It is on the Mulsanne. You will find, guys, at the time sort of ebb and flow through the circuit, especially on the Mulsanne, because where one car starts to catch up going towards the chicane because the other car is braking for the chicane, you'll then see that gap widen again as that car leaves the chicane and the other car enters it. So it's a bit of a, you have to sort of keep an eye on the sectors and see where the maximum is in the sector, which is usually when both cars are on the straight, sort of carrying the same speed, thereabouts. That's when you sort of see the big enough gaps. But Toxin now coming out of the pits, and he's now 1 minute 46 behind Carito. So it's safe to say that Toxin's race so far, or this particular stint, Mike, Toxin's stint hasn't gone great.
No, it has not. It's been a shame, but they need to sort of just get to the end of this as best they can. and come back strong in the next stint.
Absolutely, and you know, stick around for the next stint, guys. We'll have commentary from our very own Dixon Sider, our American commentator, who's going to take over for a few hours alongside the driver that's actually currently in this at the minute, Jimmy B. So you'll get a bit of information as Jimmy B there overtaking the Porsche of, I think, Dan Rozier, and it looks as though it's getting close as the BRL Porsche now really wants to unlap himself. We're going to keep an eye on this. Hopefully the Toyota realises that he doesn't need to give, that he can give way. It doesn't really matter. And this could keep things interesting. In fact, for a very brief moment, Mike, as part of Jimmy's team, I'm just going to go and have a quick word with him. Okay, so I'll be back in just a second. You just want to keep the stream going, fella. I'll move the camera around for you. No, apologies, I can't seem to join his party, so I'm not going to bother him too much. I'll just let him realise that he just needs to give it up. Yeah, there we go. Letting him by, and clearly that Porsche extremely fast down the straights in comparison to the Toyota. The Toyota only managing 190. The Porsche there managing 200 mile an hour. So clearly carrying a bit of extra speed down the straights there.
Apologies there, guys.
Interesting at the top. Okay, I was just saying that yeah, the top speed of the Porsche there, 200 mile an hour, whereas the Toyota only reaching 190, so big 10 mile an hour difference. Obviously, the Porsche is still a lap down, but made his way past the Toyota.
Gap's now extended to 53 seconds. So Baseface is starting to pull away. Give himself that margin for that pit stop.
Yeah.
Always pit.
Baseface now in the pits, as predicted. 3 litres left in that tank, so was no way going to make another lap, and this isn't going to be the final stop for this team, so this could be interesting. We're going to see how long he's in the pits for. Jimmy B coming through the Porsche curves now, so I don't know if he's necessarily going to come out in front. I guess we'll see. It looks like it's close. Baseface still in the pits. Baseface just coming out of his pit box now, and Jimmy B coming in to the pits. Questioning that a little bit now, Mike. 19.1 litres on board that car. Was that necessary at this stage, do you think?
I think he should have carried on a few laps there, definitely. I think that's a little bit too early for them. They're going to be able to make the full hour.
49 litres, so 50 litres on board that Audi. And let's see what the Toyota comes out. Only 53. So, oh sorry, no more than that. Still going up. And the maximum amount of fuel he's got in that car is 62 litres. So only 10 litres more Will that 10 litres be the difference? I don't think it will. I think potentially he was getting out of the battle with Baseface for sort of position on track by battling him with him like that, and I think maybe the opportunity will be to, at the end of the stint now, when Jimmy comes into the pits, to maybe make, you know, a splash and dash, and Baseface has to make a full tank last, like gets another full tank of fuel in, which is going to cost him a lot of time. If Jimmy B can just do a quick splash and dash at the end to carry him through, then that might actually win him first place on track. So we're yet to see if that's going to be possible, but the Audi now flying away from the Toyota, and I've got to say, it was looking like at one point it was in Toyota's favour, but looks as though the Audi's clawed back some time there.
Seems like an odd choice to pick then. I'm still sort of questioning why they've done that.
I'm still confusing that. Yeah, I'm confused as to why that's happened, yeah. The Porsche of Livid Opossum, kind of in his own bubble now. A lap down on the LMP cars around him. Only has to deal with a little bit of traffic, so kind of a lonely track for the Porsche at the moment.
You go one or two ways when you're in this sort of situation. You can get yourself lost and keep tripping over yourself, or you can just go into that zone and the next hour flies by. Only hope for the latter for him, but
I mean, crucially, Baseface, even though he's pitted, he's probably going to lap the BRL Porsche again. So although they're on, I think, the same lap at the minute, that's not going to matter, because they've got to pit. At some point they're going to have to pit that Porsche, and the fuel is obviously a big margin different to the cars around them. Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm still questioning why Boxyard pitted so early. It's actually meant that the BRL Porsche has caught up slightly. So, yeah, a weird one.
odd choice.
Apologies, guys, if the audio is still a bit loud. I'll just turn that down slightly more. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys. Just turn the volume down a little bit more for you, so hopefully it's not as loud and you can still hear us nice and clear. Jimmy B running wide in that final chicane there, and you know, it's easy to forget, Mike, that we're only 3 stints in to an 8-stint 24-hour event.
There is a lot of time, left to go in this race. We're not even halfway, so all left still to play for.
Absolutely, and you know, like you say, the stints for some of the drivers now, it's getting towards that time of the night now. It's midnight here in the UK, and you know, some of these drivers are UK based. Some of these drivers are not UK based, of course, but some of these drivers are UK based and will be starting to feel tired.
Absolutely, even if you've sort of adjusted your body clock, you can't help but feel tired during the night, even if you're sort of used to working nights or whatever your sort of routine is. It's still, your mind works differently without the sunshine, and it can really affect your concentration.
Yeah, really can affect concentration massively. And I'm just getting confirmation from. Just getting confirmation that someone else will be jumping in to do some commentary later on, which is great. So we've got another commentator involved, hopefully, and yeah, just seeing what's going on within the Discord, guys. If you're not sure, yeah. So our Dixon Cider, who I'm going to see if he can join us at some point soon. Just to sort of cross over the stints a little bit, because obviously I will be hopping off here sort of in the next 40 minutes or so to get ready for my stint. So let's just get Dixon Cider in the party, and he can sort of give us a bit of information as well. But yeah, so far it's been a great night so far. Really.
I've very much enjoyed it. For what is my first commentary, I hope people have enjoyed my input this evening. But it's been a fantastic race. Fantastic race. And for a fantastic cause as well.
Yeah, a massively fantastic cause. And big thanks to commentators like yourself who are just in for the commentary. You're not actually in the event. You're not racing the event. You're just in the commentary, and it's amazing to have people from outside of the event getting themselves involved. Miyagi? What's gone on with Miyagi? How have we
I think he
missed
may
this?
have had a crash and had to fix the
He's
car
had
by
a
the
big
looks of it.
accident. That car is severely damaged, and it's put him at the back of the pack. It's put him at the back of the pack, Mike.
Potentially a lap down
Miyagi
now.
was leading. Miyagi was leading. It's all
Shock.
falling away. That is shock, guys. That is. Please, in the comments, let us know your thoughts, because I've got my hands in the air. I'm a bit confused that this
What
has
has
happened
happened?
to Sausage. He was leading the race by 20 seconds in his class, and it's all fallen away for Sausage Miyagi. And that's not how he would have wanted his stint to go, especially with how well he was driving. I'm sure we'll get some information on what's happened, but
This is an incredibly
not
long
looking
pit
good.
stop as well. I'm hoping this isn't a retirement.
Extremely long pit stop. Extremely long pit stop. And from this camera angle, it doesn't look as though he's in his pit box.
I was just about to say
Well,
he's a bit far back, but
I'm sure that might be wrong. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Well, that puts Sausage back a lot, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on. We're actually going to get...
Oh,
a Sausage is on the move again. So, not entirely sure why that's happened. I'm sure someone will give us an information. Oh, there we go. Looks like saying that, well, unfortunately, his daughter was crying, so I had to go and check on his daughter. So, sometimes, guys, family matters do take precedent over this. At the end of the day, this is a sport that we're involved in, but it's a game at the same time. And family does come first. So, that is a little bit unfortunate for Miyagi, but probably needed to happen. But that does now put him... I mean, that puts him a lap down. Nearly a lap down, Mike.
that does. That is a real big shame for him. Yeah, as you say, some things have to take priority, and I completely understand that. But it's a shame for him. He's pushed very hard.
Massive shame. He's half a lap down off Toxin with 50 minutes to go in the race. So that's such a shame. But Cool Dan Roja now taking that first place position running away with it, one would say. Nearly 15 seconds in front, oh, just over 15 seconds in front of Mean Fern, who has delivered, taken the luxury of getting that extra space. And it looks as though 2 Ferraris at the front of the pack now, Mike.
Brilliant. It seems
Now,
to have fallen into place for him.
It does seem to have fallen into place, absolutely. Now, just going to see if we can get hold of... it looks like he's not on. We're going to try and get hold of Ford Dixon Cider and get him into the party, so just have a quick chat. And like I say, guys, he's going to carry the stream a little bit over for us. So once we do stop this stream, we'll have... we'll have... Once the stream has stopped, Dixon will be the next guy to take your stream, and he'll be running it with you for the next 6 hours after that. So that is going to be pretty interesting. So let's see if I can find him. Alright, there we go. Now I know that Dixon Cider has been watching, so he is fully aware as to what's going on currently with the event. So here he is. Dixon, if you can hear us, include your audio, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, brother? Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Obviously, at the moment, you're not... I don't know if you're watching the Twitch or not, but yeah, this third stint out of 8 stints currently, what's your thoughts on it so far?
So, I mean, watching this stint, I mean, all I can say is that base face is just absolutely putting on a display here for the LMP cars. Get Pucked, I can't wait to see him in the booth, you know, get rubbing elbows. You know, he's been rubbing elbows with these racers all day. Now he's going to sit back, kick his feet up, and kind of watch the action. You know, I'm really excited to be here. Can't wait to see how everything unfolds.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and obviously we've had Mike with us as well. It's been a great commentary team so far, and it's great to have the likes of yourself and Jimmy B along for the ride, sort of in the next stint, Dixon. So, yeah, thanks very much for including yourself in this today, and especially doing such a long stint in the coming 6 hours, which we really do appreciate.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah, what are you expecting with regards to, obviously the track temperature at the moment is dropping and will continue to drop now until we get towards sort of 7 a.m. What are you sort of expecting as we go into the next two sessions?
I mean, I'm definitely expecting maybe these guys to start running a hard slick, just to keep the longevity of these tires up. The heat is not going to be able to stick in them with these soft tires, you know. So maybe a hard tire compound could be a feasible option for some of these drivers. I don't have too much experience in night driving.
Would you not say that the soft tires would be the better tire to be on in colder conditions because it doesn't take as long for them to warm up?
Exactly. So yeah, I had them actually mixed around. You're absolutely right. With the soft tires, with the colder conditions, the tire will have a lot more life in it. Thank you so much for correcting me. That it makes a lot more sense like that.
It's okay.
So yeah, I haven't been racing too much lately, as much as I should.
Yeah. But it's great to have you on board, Dixon. So yeah, you can stay in the party if you want and chat with us for a little bit longer and watch through the stream. Obviously, I think you'll be a little bit behind, but you can stick with us, or you can go and get yourself ready for your commentary stint in the next, I'd say, half an hour. I'll send you a message and we'll get everything running there. As someone's come off. Cool Dan Roja? No, that's not Cool Dan Roja. Who's come off?
Oh no, that looks like
it's Mean Fern.
Yeah, Mean
Fern. He's come off and he's just come out of the pits. So he lost it coming out of the pits going into the first corner.
That's those tire temperatures, like you were saying, with the track surface starting to decrease in temperature. You know, it's a whole new course now for these drivers.
The story of the day, the story of this stint, ladies and gentlemen, I am praising this gentleman right now. Apex Carito had a massive accident on the first lap. One car got taken out. He is now running second in class, and he's just done the fastest lap in the GT3 around this track so far. A 4-minute, 2-second dead lap. He's on pretty much a full tank of fuel, and he's got second in class.
I'm actually really glad that you brought up Apex. Apex was somebody that in the 8 hours of Spa really brought it and showed his team that he was a valuable member, you know, and why he's here today in the 24 hours. You know, the night stint, I would assume the night stint would probably be for the more experienced drivers, you know, because night obviously is less often raced in project cars. I know I don't have very much experience at night. So, I mean, you would think as a team, you'd probably want to get your strongest, most level-headed, consistent driver out at the nighttime just because of these track temperatures and how different the surface becomes. But obviously, Apex not having a problem with that, as you said, running the fastest lap of this race so far. Amazing job by him.
Yeah, in the dark. I mean, that's kind of a bit strange, really. But, you know, the Mercedes really holding it down. Mike, what's your opinions on Carito coming from where he was at the beginning of this to where he is now? I think you can agree that that's an amazing job.
I think this is a story of the session, really. This has been a fantastic comeback into second place in the class. Fastest lap of the race so far, across all sections. Absolutely on fire.
Completely. And clearly a fast driver in an equally fast car with an equally fast team. GRG obviously got first in the Spa qualifying event, guys, and so yeah, it's not a surprise that they're having the comeback that they are having right now. I think that's impressive. And the sound of that Mercedes there is phenomenal as well as it comes down the down the straight there. Miyagi, who had some family issues and had to sort something out family-wise, now sat at the back. Miyagi initially was running first, was 20 seconds in front, and then it all unravelled for him in just a few laps, and now running fifth in class, and yeah, 2 minutes off the next car now. 1 minute 20 seconds off the next car. A sad kind of turn of fortune for Sausage Miyagi, and a driver that I remember in the 8 hours of Spa was doing a fantastic job. So it's a shame to see Sausage struggling so much on the with the Porsche there, and yeah, Carito, I think, is the story of this session. So you guys that want to put it in the chat, let everyone give a thumbs up for Carito in the chat, guys, in the Twitch chat, because honestly, I mean, what a driver, you know, to be at the back of the pack, and by, you know, we got 42 minutes left of this event, and he's second in class, really bringing it, and like Dixon said, a great driver. So yeah, massive change there, and yeah. So far, would you say that Carito's been your driver of the day so far then, Mike?
It's either going to be him or Baseface, just for the sheer pace, and just being able to keep that gap. I think Baseface has definitely owned his class, but yeah, this is
open that gap up, but that gap does seem to ebb and flow. It does seem to, you know, ebb and flow, but yeah. So it's getting getting interesting, guys. And yeah, we hope that Dixon is going to be able to join us for the commentary. I think the next 6 hours in the dark, Mike, that's going to be the big bit now. I think Dixon raising
definitely.
that question of, you know, they've put maybe the most experienced drivers in the nighttime stints.
Yeah, are you saying that just because you're up next, or?
No, not at all. But the next stint is going to be quite intense, guys. I do believe a lot of the fastest drivers are actually in the next stint. So we expect to see Ed, who we've not actually seen, also known as Funeral Wings in the game. He is extremely fast. Baseface nearly running off the circuit. Keeping it together though. A very close call from Baseface there, as he got a little bit caught out by the bumps, I think, going through that corner. Jimmy B, 50 seconds off now, 33 litres in the car, 42 minutes left of the session. Do we think he's probably going to have to make another stop, but do we think he will push it now and try and do that splash and dash like you suggested?
I think that's going to be the option for both guys here. It's take what they've got on board now as far as they possibly can, and splash and dash to the end, which will be very interesting.
Because obviously if Jimmy B can get past Baseface for the lead, if he doesn't hit the same lap, there is an opportunity for him to then not be as long in the pits and come out perhaps in front because he's not spent as long fueling the car. I have a feeling, I might be wrong, but I have a feeling that once Baseface does come in the pits, it will be for a full tank of fuel, which it's 50 litres, so it doesn't take long to fill, but it's still a full tank of fuel. And Get Pucked Mate isn't going to have to sit in the pits as long if he doesn't need to fill up as much.
No, and I think that's where the time is to gain. It's sort of how much is he using per lap. He needs to sort of calculate that, the team do, and sort of nail that the literage on the mark, really.
Yeah.
And then it's down to what he can do on the track, which should be very close, I'm hoping. As you say, having to fill that car right up. Oh, right there. But yeah, having to fill up the whole car versus potentially the splash and dash is going to be.
Yeah, I think that will play a massive difference. There's a Baseface thanking one of the Porsches, looks like possibly Toxin, just thanking Toxin to just move out of the way. We'll just keep an eye on that, so it could be Miyagi. No, it was Toxin. So just passing Toxin there and just lapping him. 40 laps done, guys, by Baseface, doing a fantastic job. Yeah, but we'll just spectate with first place driver in the GT3's Cool Down Roja now. I mean, 30 seconds ahead of Apex. What do you say to that?
That's just yeah, he's taken this stint and made it his own, really. He's with Miyagi having to sort of pull into the pits for his own reasons, and he's just taken that in his stride and inconsistent and able to keep that gap on Carito, who's clearly phenomenally quick. And you're gonna know that on track. You're gonna know how much you're being pushed, and sometimes they might not be right there, but knowing that potentially with 40 minutes left they could be there, that's still pressure as we see him go wide. Very impressive from all of these guys to be sort of we've not really had many sort of incidents, really.
Apart from that incident at the beginning of of the stint, which obviously has cost one driver probably 30 or 40 laps, probably 30 laps, which is very unfortunate and a big deficit to gain. But like we say, guys, there are another 5 of these sessions to go, and we're going to be going into tomorrow. Anything could happen between now and then, and we could have another GT3 team fail to complete enough laps, and before we know it, the Regal Racing team are back on. But at the moment, it does look as though that deficit for the Regal Racing team is quite big.
If I were them, I'd be sort of looking at it as each stint as it comes. Just do your best in each stint, and make sure that they
maximise it.
Get to the end of every stint, and that's all they can do is sort of hope at this point, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So guys, we're going to be running this stream for about another 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to stop the stream while we wait for the next part of the stream to run, with Dixon Sider, Jimmy B, who will be your next commentators, as they take you through the evening here on CRS Twitch. For those of you who don't know what CRS is, we are a racing community. We're based in the UK, but we drive with racers from all over the world on games like Project Cars 2. If you're on PlayStation, we do a bit of Gran Turismo, and we will soon be moving to ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, for which we will be doing a preview stream of the game on release. So if you guys want to see what the game is like before you buy it and sort of get a few comments off some of the top drivers from CRS, then come and watch that stream. You can kind of learn a bit about the game. We'll be pretty brutally honest about it and tell you, the differences between that game and this game in terms of car handling and car physics and all that stuff. But yeah, also guys, if you want to come and join us for touring cars, Indy cars, other events like this that we do for charity, which we will be doing a 24 hours of the Nürburgring in a few weeks time. That's going to be in the GT3 and GT4s. That is going to be an absolutely mega 24-hour race, and that again will be in aid of a charity, quite possibly St John's Ambulance again, but we will see. But yeah, if you want to come and join us, you can message on the Discord, on the Twitch, and there are plenty of guys on Twitch there that will be able to direct you to the Discord to join in. Jacob, yes, it will be on Xbox. ACC will be on Xbox, mate. It will be when it's released in June. You can already pre-order it, so it's something that we are looking for it. But the 24 Hour of Nürburgring will end up being run through this game, as unfortunately ACC doesn't give us that particular track. We may run some 24-hour races on that game on another circuit though, guys, so bear with us. But anyway, back to what we're seeing now. We've actually got, I'm not sure if this is a race for position. It looks as though Sausage is looking to unlap
himself here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to unlap himself. And Dan Rozier doesn't really have to move out of the way. Sausage really doesn't have the right to pass. So I think Sausage is just going to have to wait. He's caught up, but he's just being patient, waiting for his moment, not getting in the way of the leader. The leader isn't going to move out of his way. I think he knows that. And yeah.
I think if you're thinking about the long game and the whole sort of event, the full 24 hours, this is actually a battle. I would be thinking because you're deciding it's a lap between them, so sort of.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, currently, even if Sausage does pass Cool, he is still technically a lap down, but is kind of on the same lap as well. Because they're kind of, you know, it's a bit of a weird one. But, yeah, if Sausage was any further in front, he would get on the same lap as Cool Dan Rozier, and then Cool Dan Rozier would jump a lap ahead. So, yeah, Cool Dan Rozier getting a little bit sideways through that corner there, though, as we get an onboard, a great onboard bit of footage, as we enter the Mulsanne straight with this Porsche. Now, are we going to see a bit of a draft here? Let's sit on board. Cool Dan Rozier, is he moving around, or...? Yes, he is. He's trying to move around.
He's trying to break the stream
break the toe. And so you must be right. I think maybe there is a bit of a battle going on, even though. Oh, looks like Sausage Maggie is finally going to take the place. A little bit of a late braking manoeuvre there, but yeah, he's going to take that and just start clawing back the time that I think he's needing to claw back. A considerable way back off the pack, and yeah, it does mean though that he is now in front of first place, which puts him, you know, on the same lap.
Sorry, but I've just seen Creato's new fastest lap, which is insane.
Wow! Oh my goodness me!
4 minute 1.744. Fantastic.
Don't quite know how he's managing a lap that fast. We're going to sit on board with Creato for a lap here, guys, and see where this lap time is coming from, because that is mega. Absolutely mega. And we're going to make sure that track limits are being adhered to, because that lap time is questionable almost, isn't it, Mike?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we need to keep an eye on this for a minute.
Absolutely. And some people in the chat there shouting for 12 Hour of Daytona, and Sebring, unfortunately. Sebring not in this game, sadly, guys. Would be a fantastic circuit to do a 24-hour race, but sadly, Sebring is not something that we can do. Jacob's saying that it is possible to do a 4:01 clean without breaking the rules of the track. So we'll sit on board and we'll see for ourselves. But I do believe the words of everybody else that is achievable. It's not completely far gone from the 4:02.2 that was set earlier on in the 24 hours, sort of in the first session, and then obviously he went and set a 42.0. So to find another 3/10 is believable. But you know, we just like to sit on board with these drivers, make sure that everyone is sort of adhering to the rules. There isn't really many places you can cut. But yeah, it will be. It'll be interesting to see.
Just watching the sort of balance of this car as well, it's there for him. I think he's definitely got the confidence in this car, and I can see why.
I mean, he's carrying still 100 mile an hour as he exits the Porsche curves.
He still looks planted as well.
Struggling, yeah, he really planted through this, but actually really smooth through here, and just coming through the chicanes now. Let's see. Yeah, curb there. Nicely used curb there. Nice bit of wide entry and perfect through there. Could this be a faster time? No, it's not. No, 1.2 seconds slower. So that could have just been. That could just been through, you know, getting the wrong line somewhere or getting the braking wrong. So.
He is now in the lead as well, with 63 litres.
Oh, and sorry, I apologise, everybody. Cool Dan Rozier is in the pits. And does that put Mean Fern? Is that going to get... No, Mean Fern is miles away. Where does that put Carito with 62 litres left? 24 minutes to go, or 26 minutes to go in this. I think Carito may have just taken first.
Can I change my mind for
For
driver
the-
of the day? Driver of the sim.
I
I might have to take that back.
I think, yeah. What a fantastic job from Apex Carito to come from 5th back to 1st. I mean, if you remember, guys, at the beginning of this stint, that first lap crash being almost a lap down on his competitors, he's first. And the lap times are flawless. They are really flawless. Very, very impressive from Carito. And that engine sounding fantastic down the Mulsanne, like.
Fantastic car. Fantastic car. I think we're about just to have a change at the front as well. As Jimmy's in the pits. Oh, so is Baseface. They're both into the pits now.
Oh, so this is interesting now. Baseface still carrying 40 litres, I believe. Is that right? 41 litres on the Toyota. And the Toyota's come out. Oh, he's done it. He made the jump. He's made the jump. I don't know how, guys, but he made the jump. That's massive. That's massive. He didn't have to stop for fuel as long. He didn't have to stop for the fuel as long. That's mega.
That's huge. That's
24 minutes remaining, guys. And the lead has changed.
for both classes.
Wow.
What a fantastic little
Wow.
5 minutes that's been.
That's madness. 3 hours, and that's what happens towards the end. Madness. So now, our leaders. Let's go through the running order, get a bit of a story on each driver as we go. Looks like there was damage for Chris. Looks like there was damage for Baseface, which is why he had to pit. And it looks like Jimmy B took the opportunity to go, you know what, I'm going to pit as well, and I'll get out in front. And that's exactly what he's done. All he's got to do is drive away. It could get close in the last 20 minutes, guys. We might have to leave the stream before then, unfortunately, but it is going to get very close indeed. So far, though, amazing job from Jimmy B. So, like I say, let's go through the running order. Jimmy B, now in first place, started the race in second, was battling with the BRL Porsche for a little while, but yeah, now in first place, 30 seconds in front of this man, Baseface, who has had some damage to the car, has had a little accident, but now starting to make the time back up, I'm sure. He was much faster per lap than Get Booked Mate, but obviously that 30-second gap isn't just going to decrease on its own. He's going to have to really put his foot down to catch up with Baseface. Then the Livid Opossum in the Porsche running third. This team obviously put some good amount of laps in, but I think a lap down now on the other drivers. Oh, sorry, no, not a lap down. He's actually done an amazing job and clawed it back up so that he's no longer a lap down on the back of the field. And if anything, he's actually starting to catch up with second place driver Baseface. So great comeback from Livid Opossum in the final 30 minutes of this session. Carito, the big story of the event, putting in consistent lap times of 4 minute 2s, 4 minute 3s, 4 minute 4s in a car that is clearly showing a massive competitive strength in this particular event, doing a fantastic job and currently leading the pack by over 15 seconds. Cool Dan Roger was our leader for a while, Sorry, Mike, you were going to say there, mate? Go on.
I was just saying he's that far ahead and he's still popping in them 402s. That's just brilliant. Yeah.
Clearly, that's his pace. And that's some pace to be having. Cool Dan Roger in second in class, doing a fantastic job in the Ferrari. Was leading for a little bit there, but sadly, Carito caught up with him, and looks like he's trying to play a game of catch up slightly. I don't know whether he's going to catch up to that flying Mercedes. It looks like that Mercedes is really flying away there, Mike.
Absolutely. Unfortunate for the rest of the field, but
yeah. Mean Fern, who's just come off. Lap times for Mean Fern, Mike, they've not been the best lap times, as we've kind of been with him. We've been with him for the last 3 hours, and it's not been inspiring, has it? It's been
no, but it's
the
not
lap times
been...
haven't exactly been there.
No, but he's in third in class. He's been consistent, not had any massive mistakes, kept to the strategy. Got a lot of fuel on board at the moment, so I don't think things have quite gone to plan there. But fair play to them is what I can say. That's some consistency, I think. That's just what you need.
Toxin OF there has a 10-second, I think, penalty for coming out of the pits or coming into the pits too fast. Carrying that 10-second, that 10-second penalty is really going to not necessarily cost him, I don't think, in this race. I think he's still going to be on the same lap. So we're going to be closing the stream in the next couple of minutes, guys, while we get the next race up and ready. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave you very briefly with Mike. He's just going to run you through the rest of the order. It's obviously Miyagi at the bottom of the field there, so you guys are fully aware of the whole field. Miyagi, obviously the story, Mike, at the end there, leading first, and then obviously had some issues and had to unfortunately come in and go into the pits and deal with things in real life. So a little bit of a sad story there, but ultimately was doing a fantastic job and struggling at the end.
No, it's a little bit unfortunate for Miyagi there, to be honest. He's given a fantastic race, in my opinion, and these things can't be helped.
Absolutely.
So fair play to him, really. He's put in some consistent lap times, and that Porsche isn't the easiest of cars to drive. I know that for a fact. So they've worked hard on the setup as well.
Absolutely.
So fair play to the whole team, really, and I wish them the best of luck for the next session, really.
Yeah, 100%. So I believe we've got Dixon back with us. You there? Just include your audio again, and just gonna leave the stream for very briefly, guys. The next couple of minutes, just while Dixon and Mike are just gonna chat you through the rest of what's to come. I'm just gonna go off, boys. Get ready. Then we'll stop the stream for 15 minutes while we get the next session underway, and Dixon will be your next presenter. But I'm just going to leave you with those two while I just go and get myself prepared, boys. So I'll be back in a moment. All right.
Good luck, dude.
Cheers. Thank you. I'll move the cameras as best I can, guys.
Thanks. We're on board with Carito here. Dixon, he's had an absolutely fantastic race. Absolutely fantastic this evening.
Yeah, I've been watching this stint. He's definitely, like you said, he started pretty rough at the beginning, but just the consistency overall just really shows here after this stint, with him now leading the GT series.
Yeah, absolutely. They've gone from last to first, really. Just a shame about that sort of first lap incident we had, which kind of took the Bentley out and put them back a bit, but their consistency in their lap times has really shone through in this stint, which is what you want to see. And we spent some time on board, and the car is set up perfectly for around here. They're just nailing every apex, really. It's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I know this GRG team, they were definitely ready after the 8 hours of spa. They were showing a lot of confidence, and every single teammate liked the car, especially Apex. So I was really excited to see his stint. I'm glad I get to commentate a bit on it because he is an absolute lightning bolt on this track here.
Even through that part there, where they are literally on the limit, well, just lifting off as you're turning into right to go left. So easy to drop the car there, and the car still looks fine.
Yeah, it seems like he's not even suffering from any loss of grip with the track surface temperature going down even more now. You know, since the beginning of the stint, he seems to be right in shape and not even phased by the time of day or any conditions around him. All he's focused on is winning for his team.
And here we are with Jimmy, our race leader, or stint leader, I should say. Been an absolute battle. We've not really seen them go side by side, which you don't really see in Le Mans too often, but we've definitely seen Jimmy and Baseface swapping places throughout the 3 hours, and it's been down to strategy by the looks of it, which makes the rest of the race sort of interesting, really, to see if anybody changes up their strategy for the next stint or two.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to note.
I think that is the sort of the difference in having the separate stints is you can assess what went right and what went wrong for you in the previous stint and adapt for your next stint or two. I mean, you don't really get that chance in 24 hours.
Yeah, true. I mean, it is a game of chess. You know, this is all these drivers are in it for the long haul here.
Absolutely on the limit still. Just under 15 minutes remaining. You think you'd be lifting off a bit. But no, these guys are still flat out. Go as fast as they possibly can.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop the stream there now for 15 minutes. And your next commentator will be Dixon Sider alongside Jimmy B, who we're currently on board with at the moment, actually. Might be winning this stint, Dixon. What's your thought on that as you go into commentating with him?
I'm very excited to talk to Jimmy. I know he's going to be very pleased with his performance that he's putting on right now. It's going to be really exciting to spend the next 6 hours with him. I know he's going to have a lot to say about this race.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna stop the stream there now, guys. Thanks so much to everyone that's watching so far. Stick with us. We will be back very, very, very soon.